Hello, this is on my bug out bag. I wanted to videotape it this time on everything I have in it. This has a lot of pockets and equipment on it. As you can see, it has a full harness system on it. Okay. So it's a backpack that can break away with a fanny pack system left, along with a camelback system if need be, and lots of pocket space on it. This is my thought on my bug out bag or get home bag. Due to some option changes right now, and what I have in my car, I think I'm going to take this bag, make this up, and keep this at the house versus carrying this every day in my car, only because of space limitations. I will still have my work EDC bag, which pretty much has a lot of the same stuff. Maybe not as much stuff, but my EDC bag would be more than enough to be able to get me home. So I just wanted to go over some of the stuff I have, show people so that they understand what I have. One of the first things I have is a ground mat that I could probably use to make a tarp shelter if I needed to, along with the emergency survival blanket. It is orange, so of course, if this was a bug out situation, I probably wouldn't want to use that color, or I would have to use the bottom cloth as a cover and put it over top of this so that people couldn't see it as well. Some other things I do have for shelter, which is probably a little overkill, but it gives me different options, is two of these large, real thick trash bags. This would give me another option to make a sleeping system if need be. So I think right there would make it a half decent sleeping setup for cover. One of the other things I do carry is this 100% cotton travel liner thing. This is like a sleeping bag, but it's just a cotton liner. It's made to increase the durability of your sleeping bag. So I carry that with me also. That would give me another option for a little bit of sleeping protection. Another thing I carry with me also is my camp towel, which is a pretty large camp towel in a mesh bag. I keep that in there. So if I need it, it's there. It was originally, some of this stuff is also made for if I get a deployment for the state where we go to a disaster. This bag may also be going with me because that would be able to support that operation as well. Some of the stuff I have to go through yet, as you will see, is a mess, but I will show you some of it. One, I do have another shirt with me. This one is a short sleeve cami shirt. I also have a winter hat. Of course, extra mechanic gloves. Also, if you're in a wet environment, I also have these cheap gloves for like gardening work or something like that, protecting my hands besides the mechanic gloves. I also keep a chamois with me, an orange chamois, a handkerchief as part of that. Some other miscellaneous stuff that I carry, and I gotta mess with this a lot more because I'm realizing how much redundancies I have. between the fanny bag and that part of the upper part of the bag. But I also do have gloves, a stove, okay, glow sticks, some basic bandaging, helmet lights, camera, heaters for food, okay. This is some of my food preps, okay. Tuna fish, some military cocoa powder, peanuts, okay. Everybody's favorite, some Spam. This is another food pouch. So some of this I'm going to probably try to break down a little further because of weight. But this is a whole nother food pouch of anything from hardtack candy to instant mashed potatoes, peanuts, Spam, tuna fish, gummies, stuff like that. I actually have a bunch of extra gummies too because I have a son. Fire starter stuff. I have, the fire starter log that I can cut down smaller if need be. I do carry a cheap Ozark, I don't know if it's cheap, but an Ozark Trail hatchet, okay, that I carry. Some signaling flares that if also you had to, could work for starting a fire if you needed to. Besides that, emergency blankets, Gatorade packs, okay, extra silverware so I can eat, Slim Jims, grape powder or some type of orange-based military powder, okay, a knife with a fire striker rod, okay, hand sanitizer, compass, of course, Silva, another pocket knife, some basic first aid, cheap camper toilet paper, fire. This is a fire starter cord. Not sure how good this stuff is. One of these days I want to try to play with it, see what happens. Okay. Hand warmers. Another thing that some people may not carry, a Bible. Okay. Some older, but if need be, reference manuals would be the Edible Plants, Medical Wilderness First Aid, Edible Plants, second volume to it, okay, a little mini shovel, a trowel. I figure you never know what you need it for, but it may come in handy for something. Some jute twine, extra batteries, CPR shield. They call it a first aid kit by Sawyer for stings and stuff like that. Don't know if I'd ever have a need for it. Could make another use for it, but I carry it just in case. No, I don't use it for snake bites. A generic style Leatherman tool, rain poncho, Stanley Cook set, roughly 20 ounces, maybe a little more. A lot of people have used these. Also has the cup set inside. I'm going to set you down 1 second while I'm doing this. I'm going to open this real quick. what I've done to mine is I've added the fire starter, instant fire starter inside of it. I carry an emergency whistle, sewing kit, more food, okay, biscuits and gravy stuff, pork, and sweet and sour. This is for water. This also has the Sawyer Mini in it. Okay, in here. I'm going to open this up so that way people can see what it is. Hopefully I'll get this all back together. But it has my Sawyer Mini. I also have in here, if I can get it out, gotta give me a second here. Trying to get the cup out of the pouch. Because this one is a backup to what I have. But I think I'm going to do this a little different this time. But this is another drinking cup, okay? First aid kit. You see me do reviews on this. This has pretty much everything in it for basic first aid. Another emergency blanket. Extra lighting, okay? This was an extra one. I like this one because this one is a extendable one. So depending on what you would need it for, you could look around different aspects of it. Some generic paracord heavy duty stuff. More for setting up my shelters if I needed to. Some medical scissors down here. Another fire kit. Should be this one. Okay. That one has everything and anything in it, from the military fire starter to matches to a lighter to quick start wet fire blaster starter or something like that. That one's called Blastmaster. A cheap, not sure if it would work, but a cheap saw, little type saw, ferrule lens, cotton, fire starters, lint, and then also alcohol wipes I keep in here for a fire starter. Aqua tabs, okay. I carry both. That's sort of what I keep in my bag. Another thing I didn't show you, that I'm going to open it so you can see, but this doubles my redundancy, so this is why I'm talking about cutting back on some of this. This is another pouch with a small ruler, the grease pencils, a small sharpener, some extra pencils, a knife, a mini survival tool. But this is some of the stuff I think I got to go through, figure out what I really need, and cut back on some of it. So, just wanted to share that with you. As always, yes, I am not a professional at this, but I want people to know and realize that I try to do with what I have and what I can afford. And some of my upgrades are going to be changing the weight of my pack with going to some of the lighter weight stuff, and maybe realizing I don't need as much as I'm carrying. So that's going to be some of the stuff I want to work on. But so nothing too fancy, just a little bit about my pack. And like I said, I know this one's probably not going to be in my car. I'm going to actually keep this with my son's bag that I've been building because of the weight aspect in the room in my car. unless I can figure out a way to keep this one in my car along with my work EDC bag. My issue is always going to be, I'm also going to be using, going back to the fire service, starting to run actively again. So I have to put my fire gear somewhere in my little car. So room sort of gets a little limited. So, but I will still have supplies in my car, which includes food, water, along with my work EDC bag. That could be a survival bag to get me home if need be. So, just a little bit on my stuff I wanted to share with you today. If you have any comments, feel free. I know any criticism is good criticism, so feel free to beat me up, tell me I'm carrying too much stuff, whatever. But feel free to let me know. Realize that I'm going to try to split this pack up a little bit and hopefully start working on a third bag, which would be my wife's bag. Thank you and have a great day. It's January the 2nd, I think, or 3rd today, 2019.